Hello, my friends. Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to Kendra's Card Challenge number 19. This is a super sponsor hop, and today I am featuring Gina K Designs. I am so excited to show you this card. It is the cutest little card, and it is so easy to use, and I absolutely love this design. So before we get into showing you my card, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow along. I've got my mystery card hop that we just did right before this one, and many more videos to follow on there. So Manly Made Minute on Instagram as well. Let's head down to my down camera, start showing you what I did. I want to show you how I did this, then we're going to assemble the card, all right? So let's just look at what we have. Before we get started, I just want to explain to you Kendra's Card Challenge. If you have not done this before, this is perfect for new beginners. This is perfect for old timers that have been doing cards for a while, because this just sparks your interest. So how this works is you take six 6x6 cards of designer series paper. You can download the cutting guide from Kendra's website. Everything is going to be in the comments below for you. And then you're going to make these 15 sketches. You can make them individually. You can make them out of all six cards that you cut up. It is completely up to you. So if you have not done this, go ahead on over to her channel and info down below. Check this out on her Patreon page. If you love it, we would love to have you as a Patreon member. Part of being a member, you get exclusive benefits, and one of them is you get a exclusive mystery card kit every month to get extra products to make these designs out of, and other features as well. So all that info is below. Let's get started on my card. Today, I am going to use sketch number 3, and I'm going to keep that up on the screen there for you. And this is the stamp set from Gina K. You guys, this is the cutest little stamp set. It's called Sending You a Squeeze, so it's very citrus-oriented, fruit-oriented. You've got a citrus here that you could use as a lemon, a lime. You could make it into an orange. You could make it into anything you want. And then you've just got the coordinating leaves to go with that one. Then you've got a strawberry with the coordinating leaves to go with that one. Then you've got a cherry with the stems and leaves to go with that one. And then you would just double stamp your cherry on this one. I'm today going to use the strawberries and the lemons, and I'm going to show you how I shaded these. I did kind of look this up just to kind of see what Gina K did with hers. So we're kind of going with that kind of theme, just a slightly different layout to kind of show you how I colored these as I did over here. Cool part is this came with the die cuts for this and the magnet to go with it. So you can die cut all these out and arrange them on your card. Here's what I did. I went ahead and I cut out my lemons, limes, and leaves with the die cuts. Okay? After I did that, I then am using this as my template. I laid down a half a sheet of paper. Then I took and cut out my templates and laid 2 down on each paper. So this one is for my lemon limes. Then I did the same exact thing for my strawberries, and I did 2. There's one, and there's one. Here's why. I'm going to stamp the body of it. I'm going to move it down. I'm going to stamp the leaves. And then I can keep mass producing these. So we're going to do the lemon lime for you. Then I had to go out and cut out extra ones of these to use for the card. So I just cut out extras. So this is one that's just cut out with the die cut. No stamping on it yet. So what you do is you lay down your template. I've already got it in my MISTI, so I'm just going to flip this over so you can see. You line up your stamps inside that die cut, and if you look at these stamps, they're kind of cut at an angle, and so you can follow that line on the inside there and lay this inside that template and space it evenly, because you will have a little white border, so make sure you've got it spaced evenly inside. So this is the one that takes a little bit of time and patience, and you might have to stamp this a couple times to figure out which way to wiggle this. It took me a couple times just to get it placed good. And then you do the same thing with the leaves. I just placed it inside, spaced it as evenly as I could. Then you're going to take your template, take your die cut piece, and you're going to set this in here and make sure that you've got it in where you need it to be. Now to hold that, you're going to place, I just place a little piece of tape on the back side just to hold it in place so it doesn't keep lifting on me as I stamp, and it fits in just like a nice little puzzle. That's it, okay? Now to shade these. If you watch Gina's K video, she talks about the foam versus the felt. I have Gina K inks for the felt, but they are at my other studio in Georgia, so I'm using my felt pad ones today. And you just got to be a little bit more careful with them, and I'm going to show you a tiny little trick on feathering your shading a little bit better when you do this with the foam. So what I do is I ink pad this up with my yellow, and I'm going to do this about 2 or 3 times just to get a nice, good impression off of that. And I just want a nice, rich yellow. I'm going to do one more on that, I think, just to brighten that up. There we go. Now, you're going to take your green, and on that little textured side, I'm going to go opposite. So I'm going to go on this side, which is all over here. You're going to just take and kind of roll this over. Now with felt, it gets a little drastic of a line. So to soften that out, I take a cotton ball, and I can see where the line of the green is. It's kind of a solid line. I just take and tap that out with my cotton ball to soften that down just a little bit. You got to kind of look at it just to see if you got it softened. And sometimes you pull a little bit too much color, so just do it again. And that one's actually not so bad. So I'm going to leave that with one. Then you're going to take this and move it over down to my leaves. Okay? So this way you don't have to move your stamps every time you do this. And then your stamps are in place. So when I set this up, I set it up, I did set up my this, and I set up my leaves, and my leaves are good to go. Leaves, I just did 2 shades of green. So we're going to just do my first green, get a good impression off of that. I'm off just slightly, I think, but that's all right. I got my other ones lined up. Same exact thing. Now I take my darker green, and I just did the bottom edge of these leaves, like so. Took my cotton ball, soften those edges out, and I just wanted to show you technique on this, and then we'll assemble. And then same thing, you've got your nice little dark shading on that leaf. All right, so that's how I did this exact same thing I did for the strawberries. All right, so I'm going to just leave that one in there because I do not need it for my card. Now if you take a look at up in the corner there, look at sketch number 3 and what we're going to assemble. And let's just get out my pieces. All right, so if you look at that gray cardstock on the back, all right, that's what I'm using for my brown. Now what I've done, if you see on that top and bottom edge of that sketch number 13, it leaves that exposed. I wanted to add a little something in there. I just couldn't leave it blank. So I actually took the vine part of the cherry leaf, and I stamped it and embossed it all the way across the bottom so that that exposed area will have this little gold embossing. I wanted this kind of a nice, rich citrus lemonade, strawberry lemonade rich card. So I did the brown with some gold. You could do this with a white and do green leaves. You could do anything you wanted on this section of it. All right. Now I'm just going to lay these out. If you've watched Jana and Lynn, who have done sketch 3, they did a little trick on this one, and I have copied them because it is the coolest little trick. If you see that you've got your strips together, right, match them up, put a little piece of washi tape on them, and it just makes it so much easier. So I left one here to do, and let me just get a little strip of washi here. And I'll show you. It's easy peasy. Just line this up. I just held them together and put your strip of washi right across that back side. And now you can just glue it down as one big piece, right? All right, so if you look at the sketch, we've got our 3.5s in these corners, and then we've got those 2 strips going across. So let's just get this glued together, show you how I'm gonna lay this out, and we've got ourselves sketch number 3 with Gina K Designs of Sending You a Squeeze. So go check this out. Cutest little set. And we'll just glue these pieces together. And I think I've said this in my other videos, but if you have not seriously checked out Kendra's card challenge, go in the links below in my comments. Check out her Patreon site. Download the free downloadable for the cutting guide and give this a try. You have the guides to go by. You can tweak these if you want. Like you've already seen, I've tweaked the design and added my embossing on there, right? And I'm tweaking my middle element. It's not just one element. I'm making all these little elements and making it one big element. So you can tweak this as long as, in the end, you can tell what sketch you've done. That's all it is. And this is great for sparking some interest of getting some ideas going, right? And you can do all 6 of those cutting guides and then assemble them as is. You can do each individual card and cut these up individually with whatever paper you want to use. That is your free liberty to do so. And this just gives you that interest in that sparking of some, some ideas, right? If you do the challenge, you can enter in monthly to win prizes. You can do this each month. You can just do it once per quarter because this is going to be the same sketch for the quarter. But you can do it 3 times to enter in. You just need to take a picture of all 15 cards, download them onto her link party page. All that stuff is linked for you. And you got to just do one picture of all 15 cards. All right, now check that out. And I'm just going to grab, because I'm going to make my dots out of something different. So that's the beginning of my card, right? Get that to focus better. Now I'm going to lay my design out, and I want this to kind of come across, okay? So I'm just going to lay these kind of in a almost like a random line, and then intermix my strawberries like so. And then I think I'm going to do my strawberries in that same triangle. So I'm going to actually glue this. I'm going to bring that in just a little closer. And I'm going to actually, I think I'm using the squares of this. I'm going to go triangle, 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 triangle for my design. And then I've got my element right there in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to actually pop that one up, I think, on dimensionals. Then we'll pop a strawberry up. So I'm going to glue these ones down. And I took my added a sentiment. And so I did just yellow cardstock, sending you a squeezed sentiment. And I'm going to pop that over in the corner of this. There's no place for a sentiment, but I'm adding a sentiment on mine. All right, we'll glue this one down. That other one's going to go up on some dimensionals. Just like so. And then this one I'm going to pop up. So we're going to give myself some dimensionals on this one. I would head on over to Gina's page as well, and I've got that link down below, and check out this stamp and die set. Really adorable, great for summer and citrus and any kind of card you want. You could use this for, really. All right, now I'm going to pop up that strawberry there, I think. This one we're going to tuck kind of going this way. That's going to go over there. And then I'm going to tuck this one right there, I think. And I got myself a nice little cluster. So this one's going to go up on a dimensional, just to give me a little bit of pop, right? And then I can do that sentiment right there in that bottom corner where everything's flat. Just like so. Tuck this one underneath. We're going to go I'm going to leave that stem, I think, up and over. And then this one we're going to tuck that direction. I'm going to use my tweezers to get that underneath there. So I hope this is giving you just a little inspiration of how to interpret these. You know, you can see that daisy in the middle that just says object. An object, obviously I'm using several objects, right? So interpret this how you want to interpret these. That's the fun part. As long as you can see that overall design, you are good to go. All the rules will be listed below. All the links will be listed below. And if you want to get entered in for prizes, you will head on down to that form below. It's going to ask you to sign up. You will get a newsletter, different things, and you can sign up for the free Patreon site. Then it's going to ask you just your tag name, what YouTube video you saw this on. So you could say Sean Manley, or you could just put Manly Made Minute. And then the sponsor. The sponsor for this one is Gina K. So you're going to want to put Gina K down for that. I'm going to just tuck this right in that bottom little corner to balance this just a little bit. And there you have it, you guys. The cutest, most rich strawberry lemonade kind of card. I just wanted to give it a little glam up here. Now I've got dots. I got 4 dots to add. I'm going to get out my Nouveau drops, and I'm just using Dandelion Yellow. I love getting out Nouveau drops. They're just that fun little added something, right? So I'm going to go 2 and 2, and I'm just adding this last because if I keep messing with the card, I tend to smush these up and not let them dry enough. All right, so 2 there, and then I'm going to go 2 here. And I think this little yellow Nouveau drops, they just tie that together so nicely. Check that out. All right? There you have it. That is sketch number, let me just get that out of the way. That is sketch number 3, you guys. I will show you from the front side because this just focuses so nice. And I got myself a fruity citrus little card for summer. Thank you so much for checking this out. Be sure to hit that playlist down below. If you started with my video, hit that playlist down below. That's going to take you to the other designers and their sponsor hop for this week. And please be sure to like and comment on theirs as well and get yourself entered in as many times as you want, as long as you, for each time you watch a video, enter in, and that you can enter in for each video. So thank you so much for hanging with me. And until next time, I'll see you then.